Hi, I'm Alan Dunn with Spirit Labradors, and we're talking about force training today. I've got Ridge. This is inside our shop, and Ridge is about 10 months old, 9 months old, and he has, I've already done a little bit of force training with him. I want to talk to you about our force training table. You notice that we've got posts at the end with a cable running along. And we've got that set up to help us a little bit, keep a little better control of the dogs when we force train them. Now, in my blog on my website, I talked about the difference, about force training a little bit, and the difference between punishment and negative reinforcement. And in force training, you use negative reinforcement to help a dog have an increased desire to do what you want him to do. And we'll show you that in just a minute. Our table's 2 feet wide, 16 feet long, and I've already had Ridge up here for about 10 days working on it. Now, the first few days, we just got him excited about the table, and we got him used to it. We have some treats over here, and I'll show you how we use the treats. Come on, Ridge. Here, Ridge, here. Here, no, here. Come on, here, get up here. No, here. We still have a little struggle because this bench going up is just a bit wiggly, and he doesn't like that. So we come up and we work him along the table. We spent 2 or 3 days just getting him excited about being up here. So he likes it. We'll move the bench out of the way. And as we did that, as we got him used to the table, we put the cord here under his flat collar so he can't come off. And then we do little things with him. Sit. One of the things we do is we work a little bit on hand signals. It took him a few times to get this. Put a treat down at the end. And then we go over and we say, over, over, over. And here he's not going to do it. Over. Here, over. Good. Sit. Good. So we'll try it again. Doesn't always work perfectly. He's been doing it pretty good up until today. Sit. Hey, sit. Drop the treat right there. Over. Good. Good. Very good. So we got him used to the table that way, and he doesn't mind being up on the table. He likes it. And we give him plenty of positive reinforcement. Now, the first thing we did with him up on the table here after we got him used to the table was, you notice down here at this end we've got a hose clamp along with a collar. And what we'll do is we'll bring him over here, and we put the collar around him, and that immobilizes his head a little bit. We don't tighten it up too tight, but it is tight enough that he can't back out of it. And our goal in force training is to teach the dog to hold and to want to pick something up and hold it when we send him, even if it's uncomfortable, even if he doesn't want to do it. We create this innate desire in the dog to retrieve. It's kind of like Pavlov's dog. If you've studied psychology a little bit, Pavlov would feed his dog, and every time he fed his dog, he'd ring a bell. And eventually, all he had to do was ring the bell and the dog would salivate. And it was a conditioned response, and that's what we want here. So we started out by putting a hand in his mouth and saying, hold. Most dogs would really fight us. You'll notice that Ridge, he's backing up a little, and we just say, hold. And if he mouths the hand at all, we pull up on the back of his head and say, hold, until he sits quietly. Then we say, drop. Good. Give him some positive reinforcement. Okay? And we'll do it again. Hold. Good. Hold. Most of this we get from Tritronic's book, the Tritronic's Book of Retriever Training. Hold. With Jim and Phyllis Dobbs. They call it the trained retrieve, and I don't do it exactly like they do it. Drop. And we did that until he would hold without mouthing the dummy. Then after that I like to use a paint roller. because they like to hold a paint roller, something that they don't mind having in their mouth. And we create some discomfort on the dog to start with before we introduce the dummy into their mouth. And we'll go from here. We'll put a little pinch on his ear. I'm just pinching his ear a little bit, and I'll say fetch. And when we first started this, Ridge would just keep his mouth clamped shut, and we had to actually open his mouth and put it in there. And now, drop. Now he's opening his mouth and fetch and taking the dummy. That's a good step. So we're excited about that. We moved on from the roller, paint roller, to some other things that are, not maybe quite as pleasurable to hold. Fetch. I call this a retrieving buck, and basically it's just a dowel with some 2 or 4 pieces on the end. Hold. And we'll kind of wiggle it a little bit. If he drops it, then we give him the discomfort again. And I'm using actually a shotgun shell, and I press his ear against it. And I don't press very hard. You notice he's not crying out in pain or anything. Drop. Good. Good. Fetch. Good. 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 Anyway, we've moved on from that. We've moved on to some small, other items. Small dummy here. Fetch. And he'll hold that pretty well. Good. Good. Drop. And we've moved up to even some a bigger retrieving dummy. For some reason, he doesn't like to hold this as well, even though this is what we use when we're out retrieving. Fetch. Here. Fetch. Good. Fetch. 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 Now see, I'm pushing on his ear a little harder, and it's causing him some discomfort, some pain. Fetch. Good. And I'm helping him. I'm kind of pushing a little bit on him right now. Later on, he'll get so he can do even better at grabbing the big dummies. Drop. We've also done some other things, and he doesn't mind these as much as he minds the big dummy. Fetch. This is a scrub brush, bristle brush. He'll hold that pretty well. We do some other things that are maybe a little bit even more difficult to hold. I've got a rubber mallet here. And he'll hold this a little bit, and then he'll let it drop sometimes. Hold. Good. Fetch. And sometimes it'll drop out of his mouth. And when it does, I put the pressure on his ear, and then I put it back up there and say fetch again. Good. 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 They don't like to hold something like this because it's got a lot of weight on one end and none on the other. Drop. Good. We even use this one here, this retrieving buck, with wire wrapped around it. He's doing pretty good at that. Fetch. Good. Good. I'm surprised at how well he's doing. This has been the easiest dog to force train I've actually trained myself. Now, after we get to the point of him doing well with the collar on and his head immobilized, we undo that and then drop. And then we put him on the training table so he can move up and down. Sit. Good. And then we're able to do some training on the table. And I've done a little bit of work on the table here. And I'll kind of move back to something he likes to have. Grab an ear. Fetch. Good. And as he progresses, drop, we'll actually get him to move a little bit. We'll stretch him out so he'll want to take it. Fetch. Good. Good. Sit. Good. 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 Drop. We'll try the training back here. And you notice I'm putting pressure on both ears. We don't just do one ear, the left or just the right. Fetch. Good. See, he's reaching out pretty good there. We'll have him hold it while we go up and down the table. Good. Good hold. Good. Here. Good hold. Good boy. Good. Sit. Good. Good. Drop. Sit. Now, one thing I'll show you, he'll probably drop this big black one. I want to show you what happens when they drop it. Here we go. Fetch. Fetch. See, he doesn't want to take that nearly as well. Here. Fetch. 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 I'm giving more and more pressure. Good. Hold. Good. I'm holding on under his collar. Whoop. So we'll give him some more pressure here. Fetch. Here, that's the way. Fetch. 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 He'll start vocalizing a little bit here. Fetch. 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 You know, we're kind of having a little bit of a struggle here. Good. Good. Hold. Good. Excuse me. Now we'll try and encourage him. We'll move up and down the table a little bit and we'll see if he'll drop it again. Come on. Good. Hold. Good. Up. So as soon as he drops it, then I will put pressure on his ear again. Here. Fetch. 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 Good. And the second he has it in his mouth, I'll remove the pressure. Now I'm going to move my hand and he'll drop it. Hold, hold, hold. And as soon as he does that, I put pressure on his ear again. Good. Fetch, fetch, fetch. Good, good. Up. So today we're going to have a little bit of a fight on our hands here. Fetch, fetch. Good. And we'll help him. We're going to help him this time a little bit more. Hold, hold. Good boy. Good. Good. Now we're going to move up and down the table again. I'll keep my finger on his ear here because he may drop it. We'll see if we can get him to hold it. Good hold. Good. Here. Good. Hold. Hold. Oh. So he dropped that. So the second he did, I started putting pressure on his ear. Here. Hold. 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 Here. You notice sometimes I say hold, sometimes I say fetch. Right now I should be using the word fetch, and that's just a mistake on my part. Good. Good hold. When he's holding, I use the word hold. When I want him to reach out and grab it, I use the word fetch. Good boy. Good. Oh, he's a good boy. Good boy. Drop. Here, come on. Sometimes we'll give him a minute of reprieve to relax a little bit. Good boy. Sit. He's looking for a treat there. So that's kind of where we are up until today. And I'll do a couple more videos as time goes on and we add a little more to our force fetch repertoire here with Ridge. If you've got questions, you can always call me. My number's on our website and or at our website www.spiritlabradors.com. Thanks for listening.